Is singing a natural talent or can it be learned? Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video. If you don't know me, my name is Alyssa Harris. I'm a vocalist and a vocal coach, mentor, performer, and I love to just get on here and talk about all things professional performer, lifestyle, information, and hopefully connect with some of my fellow singers and performers out there with some useful information. Now, I often get the question all the time is that, do you think someone can really if they're not born an amazing singer, do you think that they can go from zero to being an amazing singer? When I say, oh, yeah, I sing or I teach voice lessons, I often get some variation of that question. And I have a lot of thoughts about this. Is singing something that can be cultivated and improved on so much to the point where you become this exceptional, amazing singer, or is that something that has to be a God-given talent? I have a lot of thoughts about this. This is a very interesting concept to me. And so if this is interesting to you as well, I am very excited to jump in. But before we do, go ahead and like this video and of course subscribe so you can see more content just like this from me. Now let's just jump right in. Before I started teaching lessons, I had one perspective on this. And then after, fast forward to about 2 or 3 years and 100 students later, I have a very different perspective on this. Now that I've been running my coaching studio and I've worked with so many different types of singers, I think I could speak to this just a little bit better now than I could before. And the question is easy when you look at it with an analogy. This is the analogy that I like to use, like sports athletes, for example. Can someone train their way to becoming the next Usain Bolt or Serena Williams? Can someone with enough practice, enough repetition, enough years of doing it, knowing the ins and outs of vocal technique, having read every book imaginable about singing and the voice, can they train their way to become the next Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey or fill in the blank? I mean, I just use those as an example, but you get what I'm trying to say. Now, I used to think that the difference between why some singers are better than others was because of a lack of training. And in some way, that is true. I just think it's a really interesting concept because there are some people that are born with impeccable technique that have never taken a lesson in their entire life, right? And then there's some people that have been going to school and or taking singing lessons that maybe just can't reach those same milestones or do those same things. I definitely think that there are individuals that are working with more natural inclinations that could help them be more successful at different parts, different aspects of singing, if that makes sense. Someone's natural ability to repeat sounds and tones, or someone's natural teeth and tongue placement that allows them to have better diction, that in turn helps them to be able to sing better and clearer and easier. So there definitely is like that biological or that innate advantage in that sense. There is that natural element of singing that you are born with, that some people are born with. I mean, I guess you could change those things, but a lot of times those things, like you're just born with them. I don't really, at my core, I don't really truly believe that any singer is like beyond help. I don't think anyone could take lessons or, practice and practice for years and years and years and just never get better because they're just naturally bad. In my certification program, there was a conversation around this topic that was saying basically, well, if you can talk, you can sing. Now, I don't know if I would go that far, but I kind of understand the idea that you can kind of train your ear to be able to match pitch. And for some people, it might take longer than others, but I believe it's possible to make something sound pleasant to the ear, even if you're one of the most inexperienced or bad singers that there is. You can at least sing Happy Birthday, even if it takes a long time. That said, if you're one of those people that already has a good tone, can match pitch pretty easily, and you sound decent despite never having any like formal training or anything, you're definitely, I guess, at an advantage or a natural advantage than maybe say the next person that it doesn't come naturally to. I think that improving your voice and tone can come more quickly and easily than you think. And then you add the advantage of training and vocal coaching, you could be exceptional. But I understand why that concept is probably, there's two sides to it for sure. Working, of course, with a vocal coach is something that is efficient and I think necessary for everybody, no matter what level that you're at. And if you're interested in that, of course, you can hit me up because I do teach as well. No matter where you think you're starting from, there's always room for improvement. And typically, what I find with a lot of my students is that even if they're an absolute true beginner, or if they even consider themselves to be a bad singer, I always believe, and maybe this is just me being like optimistic, but I always believe that there really is something. I think people are always working with something. So maybe they have really good posture. That's huge in singing. You know, you may not have one thing, but you have this really great thing that can help you in singing. Maybe you're really, really loud and that's considered bad, right? But you know how to project, you know how to use your voice. That's something that really matters. That's something that holds weight. You ask yourself, I mean, we have to ask ourselves what makes someone a good singer. And that's a whole other video. I could get into that. I could talk about this for hours because it's so interesting to me. We know, especially these days, you know, there are all kinds of unique voices that are being celebrated. The qualities in certain genres may be more valued than in others, right? I mean, I don't think we should always just judge each other and judge singers, whether they're good or bad, whether or not they can riff, you know, like crazy, or they can hit these high, huge, crazy notes into the ceiling. I mean, that's amazing, but that's just one element of it, right? So, what are your thoughts about this, singers? Or I should actually say, what are your thoughts about this, non singers? Because I want to hear your thoughts about this. Go ahead and chime in because I would love to know what you think. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Of course, subscribe and let me know what you want me to talk about next. Leave a comment below, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one.